Ils m'ont barré le chemin, ils m'ont barré le chemin, ils m'ont barré le chemin. I just returned from Yosemite, California, where I free climbed a route on El Capitan called Golden Gate. And today I'm going to tell you what was in my haul bag during our 6-day ascent. So first of all, I had a pretty heavy-duty haul bag for carrying all the stuff with me up the cliff for 6 days. A sleeping bag, probably 15 degree or so for sleeping at night. MSR reactor stove for boiling water. I brought really good ground coffee with me and an AeroPress. So every morning this was the first thing I did. Justin's nut butters, because I love them and they're super easy to carry. Voke caffeine tabs, could not live without those things. They definitely kept me going during some dark moments. A little bit of a skin kit, so super glue, tape, and ibuprofen for maintaining my skin. Petzl Tika XP headlamp. I also always carry a medical kit with me up there. If any sort of injury happens, you need to know how to deal with it pretty soon. A waist case, which is for going to the bathroom. We never went to the bathroom on the wall and left it there. We carried it with us the whole way. We climbed with a 9.8 millimeter rope, a Petzl Contact, 70 meters. I used a Hirundos harness, a Meteor helmet. I climbed with a helmet at all times on El Cap. My La Sportiva women's Mira Velcros. Number 6 Camelot was probably my most favorite and my least favorite piece of gear that I brought with me, because this was what I climbed the monster off with. Absolutely terrifying and horrific and torturous. Another piece of gear that was absolutely essential was the micro traction. It was for hauling the bag. It's super light and small. Petzl Grigri 2. A Petzl Reverso for belaying the second, also for rappelling in any sort of emergencies, with 2 attaché beaners attached, lockers. 2 Ascension aiders for jumaring and also for hauling the bag. And then, of course, a standard rack of cams and nuts. This is what was in my haul bag, and this is essentially what got me up Golden Gate. Ils m'ont barré le chemin. Sois toujours croyant, pas toujours croyant, 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 croyant.
Le montant c'était sympa. Encore les collants, les harnais fluo, les chaussettes dans les chaussons.
Heureusement, ça n'a pas duré, ça.
Ah ouais. Et tu te rappelles l'histoire de l'Américain qui était...
Oh, c'est bon, là, ça fait 25 ans qu'on les entend, vos histoires. Je suis sûr qu'il va encore nous raconter la fois où il a arrêté la chute du gars qui tombe en essayant de clipper
le relais avec sa corde dans la main. Oui.
Non, mais faut se bouger, là, la grimpe, c'est en Espagne que ça se passe. Tiens, d'ailleurs, quand j'étais en train de taper un run dans mon projet la semaine dernière...
Qui c'est qui vient avec moi à la falaise?
Mais qui t'es, toi?
Welcome, and you are now watching SMU Gravical 2018 U17 Finals. So these are our top 8 climbers, both for male and female. And right now they will tackle 3 boulder problems. And for the boys, we have Alexander Bellinghian from Lycée Français de Singapore. So this is the French school.
And as well as Janice Gui from Singming Secondary School. They're starting out U17 ladies.
The U17 ladies problem looks super interesting.
Yeah, it's a very straightforward zigzag.
Yes.
So it's a test of the crimps power.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like how we do hangboard training. Just keep moving on the same crimps, trying to find the best movements and texture. Very nice start right there, just finding the sweet spot.
So I have to remind our viewers that these climbers are under 17, so about secondary school age.
Very nicely done by Alexander. And of course, Janice, strong start, first climber, first top for the U17 Finals. It's going to be an exciting competition from here on.
And there's still plenty of time to spare. Our climbers have 3.5 minutes to complete their climb. It's a rotation format. Same scoring system, number of top, attempt to top, number bonus, and attempt to bonus.
And meanwhile, with so much time left, this is SMU Campus Green. Gravical proudly brought to you by Kinetics Climbing. All our route setters as this wall. You can see a lot of very interesting moves that was seen this morning in the open semi-finals. And then right now, we have a lot of time left, so we're gonna give you a lot more excitement coming up. So take your time, come on down to SMU Campus Green to Gravical 2018, proudly brought to you by Kinetics Climbing. And as we see the U17 up, we will have the Novice Finals at 2, followed by the Inter Finals and 4 p.m. And of course, the highlight of any other event, we have the Opens. And all the weights for our climbers. And so with just a little bit more time, we will be seeing Si Jie from Xinmin Secondary School up and Xin Su-yi making her debut in the U17. And as the clock starts for our climbers, we have right here with us one of our main route setters, Moses from Kinetics Climbing. So Moses, let us know which routes were the ones that you helped set.
The men's 1 and men's 3.
Okay, so what went through your mind when you set these routes, especially for men's 1 that we're seeing right now?
I think for the under 17, what was more of the concern was whether their height, I would guess, because of the disparity in their maturity, I would say. Yeah, so that was definitely an important consideration. But apart from that, we also try to make routes fun at the same time, but it's not so hard, so that it will cause them attempts. Like you can see the guy actually fell off now, but yeah, I hope he gets it.
Yeah, I see what you mean, because like we see on screen right now, our climber Shui is pretty small size, a very compact climber, while Si Jie is pretty tall. I mean, even though they're boys and girls, there are disparities between their ages, and of course U17 encompasses from, say, lower secondary to their secondary schools, and then the climbers themselves. So what do you feel is the most important thing for these U17 climbers?
I think for them is to just keep trying, because they're still very young and they have lots of potential for growth. So just keep trying, even if you fall, but just keep trying, you'll get there, definitely.
So you've been setting all the really exciting routes for the past few days. What's your full takeaway from this whole route setting experience?
You always keep learning something new from different people, especially from our international route setter, Toby. And it's just very interesting how people from different countries have so many ideas, and how we can actually learn from it. It can actually boost our potential to be even better route setters and make routes more exciting. Yeah.
I see. And once again, Kinetics Climbing, I guess it's really interesting, all these routes. I mean, we've seen the past few days, filter routes all around, and so many excitement as climbers just fight it out for these few positions, the top 8 for U17, Novice, Inters, and of course the top 6 for the Opens. So when will we see you competing again?
Not anytime soon.
I guess when you are so your passion is for route setting and that sense of accomplishment when you see people attempt your route, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, so I guess thank you for
Welcome.
being here with us, Moses. We'll see more of your exciting routes coming up. And meanwhile, 40 seconds on the clock for Sui and Sijie. And so far we've seen a little bit of a struggle for both our climbers just beyond the bonus tile. So both climbers have taken the bonus tile back in, and a change of beta right there, Sijie, just in the nick of time for a beautiful end. Meanwhile, 15 seconds, Sui's got to ramp it up a bit. And I guess that is it for Sui. So next up, we will be seeing Ivan Low from Xingming Secondary School, as well as Shane Tew from the Rock School up on our wall on their first route. Meanwhile, let's welcome back Janice on her second route and Alexandra on his second route. There's a quick read of the routes and a nice start to the finals. And Shane, and of course Janice, having completed her route previously, she's doing well right now. So just finding her way onto the little screw-ons and the huge volume. So there's an array of screw-ons for her to find her most suited before an end. So this is the move that will determine. And a very nice end right there from Janice, a representative from Xingming Secondary School. So this year, Xingming Secondary School is doing really well on the U17. We see a long list of people from Xingming Secondary School. But of course, these climbers are just U17. They would soon be proceeding to the novice, as well as the inter, and of course we have representatives in the opens. So climbers are getting stronger, the age is younger, and all else is just more excitement to what we have. With a minute and a half. So that was a risky move. It's a very different beta, but at the same time, these are the top climbers from the U17 category, having fought it out on Thursday to make it to the finals today. A minute left on the clock for them. So just shaking out the palm and finding that one last attempt that would make it count. So this would be a defining moment for them. Alexandra. It's catching on to the bonus, just latching on, making its way through. And 40 seconds, got to make it count. Just a step on the footing, and would that be it? Gotta get a stable hand. Very nicely done. Alexander from the French school. And meanwhile, fighting against time, 15 seconds is Ivan Low, as well as Shane. Just 9 seconds. So that is it from Ivan. So let's welcome Nisha from Xingming Secondary School. And for the ladies, we have Sui back on her route 2. And meanwhile, Chao Ziyang from Xingming Secondary School as well, and his buddy Sijie on route 2 for the men. So much of the time spent on route reading is very important. Just checking out the tiles, finding the ways to get the routes. A very stable start. Just gotta follow through. Just full movement control, balance onto the volumes. So these volumes are very textured. They are not very nice to step on. But at the same time, these climbers, they're equipped with the technique to stand on such volumes. They have a lot of practice. But then it comes down to competition settings where it is a fight against themselves. No one will be helping them. It is all up to them now. And meanwhile, Sui, will we see Route 2, very nicely done by Shin Sui. And all eyes for the ladies. Route 2, well done. And for the men, Route 2. So Route 2 has had a lot of incidents of false starts. So it happens when climbers do not start with a 4-point. So there are tapes demarcated on the start tiles, but many climbers actually missed the footing. And what happens is many of them decide to flag out, and when they started, they are called down because that is considered as a false attempt. So in this competition where attempts really matter for their final position, it is not just up to route reading now, it is about being aware of what is expected of them. A minute on the clock. And there's a minute left for Nisha from Singming Secondary School. And you see the crimped power right there from the ladies. And the loading from the boys. So very nice catch right there. You gotta hang on to the volume, but not to let his footing get in the way. 30 seconds. I guess that is it from our climbers, Nisha and Ziyang. So meanwhile, let's welcome Trebase from French School, as well as Natalie Go from Team Onsite onto the wall with us. And then back again onto her second route is Shane, as well as Janice on her third route of the day. And as for the boys, let's give it up for Alexander on his last route of the day. And Ivan back again on the wall. And of course, Trebase. Already starting strong is Shane. Just going in for the kill. Stepping it up on the ramp. So it's very intense for our climbers. So if you think this is exciting enough, you should already be making your way here to SMU Gravical at SMU Campus Green, because it's only going to get more and more exciting from here. We're going to bring you the novice category as well as the inter-finals very soon. So join us on Facebook, YouTube, and don't forget to tell us who you think would come out tops for all the categories. So close, come on, climbers, you can do this. Just finding his footing, finding her footing. Very nicely done by Shane. So we are seeing our first climb for the third route, Alexander. And well done from Alexandra from the French School. There is a shuffle on the leaderboard right now. So these are very strong climbers for all else that matters. These are the climbers that would go on to the novice category and following inters and gonna make it all the way up to the opens. They are the cream of the crop for their age category. So right now, our climbers these U17 climbers. A look at the leaderboard, we see 3 tops would secure you the first few positions, but less than half of them has come out yet. We're gonna see even stronger climbers join us very soon. And so for all our climbers, it is going to be an intense fight today. So Natalie, very close. And I guess what happens for these climbers is not just a sense of accomplishment, but also a time for them to reflect on what they have, so that they can improve together, become stronger as they move on to the next categories. Meanwhile, 15 seconds. So a quick look at the board. We have Janice with 3 tops, as well as Alexander with 3 tops, currently ranking in the first position. So each attempt counts, but of course top comes in first. So very nicely secured in the first positions.
And our next climbers are out. From Sin Secondary School, for the boys, we have Lim Kao Wei on problem number 2. Also from Sin Secondary School, we have Chao Ziyang. And again, a Sin Secondary School representative, Li Si Jie. So a lot of Sin Secondary School here right now.
That's right. In the meanwhile, Maya on the ladies for Route 1. And of course, Nisha from Xingming Secondary School on Route 2. And Shin Su Yi on her 3rd route of the day. This is a fight against themselves. Wow, nice catch. They're just slowly inching her way through by Sui. And Nisha.
Our girls are really putting up a really good fight right there. You can see the determination on their faces.
And meanwhile, if you are here with us on Facebook, give us a shout out and cheer on for your climbers. And of course, most importantly, be here with us for the finals happening later. Just reaching for the end, Su Yi. Finding her footing onto that tiny little foothold, while Maya makes her way onto the crimp, latching on. And a nice top, very comfortably done by our climber Ziyang. So Nisha once again heading back onto the bonus tile. And Sui's been there for very long.
Yeah.
She's a very calm climber, but a little bit restricted by height at the moment. So, but you see that she's got this fight for it. She's just hanging on, trying to reach out, finding the best method to use that foothold.
And Kao Wei finished the problem number 1. Well done.
That's Kao Wei for her. While Nisha, another minute left. Ale Sui has got to make this count.
Do not underestimate these climbers. Though young, they are very, very strong.
So this is actually Sui's first debut in all the local comps. I mean, she's only been to 1 competition, and then this is her first time debuting in a local competition. I mean, she's young and she's got grit, and she's really, really strong on the endurance moves. So I think I had a small discussion with some of the coaches just now. She's a very endurance climber, but at the same time, she takes it very slow.
Yeah.
So competition setting, time is of the factor. So still a very good performance by her nonetheless.
And our climbers
6
have
seconds.
5 seconds. Yep. And I think most of them will be moving on. So for the guys, again, from Sinmin Secondary School, we have Chan Jingtie. On problem number 2 from the French school, we have Travis. And of course, we have Ivan, also representing Sinmin Secondary School.
And back on the wall is the Rock School representative Shane, as well as Natalie from on-site. And of course, let's welcome Tarada on her first route of the day. So I guess one big evolution we have from the competitions is the finalist shirts.
Yes.
As you see, all our previous climbers were using the blue shirts, and now finalists are given the privilege of the finalist shirt with proudly written at the back to document their climbs and effort and all the amount of grit they've put in.
So jealous right now. I would like one.
This is it for them. This is what defines their climbing history. I mean, it started last year with Chunsan. Then I guess it's going to be a common theme now. And it's a very, very good way to motivate climbers to get that shirt. It's all that matters. It's not about the fight. It's about getting through all the finalists and being able to represent the ones that your affiliations, and then finally just being able to enjoy yourself on the wall with no regrets.
And climbing organizers have been pushing the boundaries in terms of how they can deliver the competitions, bringing in live scoring, bringing in live stream, bringing in finalist shirts.
And Route 3.
And right now on Route 3, we have...
Wow, nicely done by Jingjie. Excuse me, from Ivan. So Sinmin Secondary School is doing really well this year, dominating the charts for the qualifiers. And now we're seeing them on the walls. And of course, Natalie.
It's a really big lock-off on the right hand towards small little crimps. And Natalie is making it work.
And meanwhile, Shane, a lot taller. That's Shane.
Wow, there you go.
She's a lot taller than our previous candidates.
And we have another top as well. Well done, ladies.
Well done by Natalie from Team Onsite, as well as Shane from the Rock School. So as I was talking to, as route setter Moses has mentioned, it's pretty difficult to find routes and set ones that are not span biased, and also routes that will actually challenge these climbers to make them, force them to use a certain set of movements. I mean, every route setter has their own set of considerations, but for U17, that is a very common problem. And a very nicely done in the nick of time. 20 seconds on the clock for our climbers. Nicely
and
done.
Our top qualifiers are coming out right now. For the U17 boys, we have Patrick Lawrence from Rock Huggers. And on his second problem, we have Ka Hui. And of course, also from Sinmin Secondary School, we have Ji Young.
And the ladies on her route 1, we have Jeanette. And back on route 2 with us is Maya. And meanwhile, let's welcome back Nisha on her last route.
Wow, really fast. We already have our girls on route 3 just now. Wasting no time. Our climbers were in isolation just now, so this is the first time they are seeing these boulder problems. They have 3.5 minutes to figure it out.
And just Maya. Very fluid movement by our climber.
Ji Young is making headway on this problem. Slowly inching his way, finding his balance.
And Jeanette just slipping off the route. Meanwhile, on the men's is Kaiwei and Patrick. Patrick
really
struggling a little.
Fighting it hard to get there.
So struggling a little with the starting position and the footholds. And for the ladies, so for the ladies, we are seeing a slightly different beta from Nisha. Nima just finding the best way to put his feet on the two round tiles there.
Oh no, a slip on the foot. So, but I think Patrick has already figured it out. I think he knows what he needs to do next. He just have to make sure that his left leg doesn't slip out again.
A race against time. Nisha.
You can't see it on the screen right now, but here on the grounds, all the coaches are on their feet, making sure that their kids make it to the top, as if the voice can carry them forward. So if you're watching right now, make sure you cheer for your friends as well. Let them know that you're rooting for them.
U17 boys and girls.
Nicely done by Patrick. Getting the bonus right now. He looks steadier than just now. The next hold after this actually looks really good.
Yeah, but it's a bit of a reach away.
So he needs to get his foot up on the left side. And of course we have Tiang on the last problem. He's still trying to figure it out. So less than 10 seconds. I think some of our climbers will be moving on. And all our climbers for the U17 category are out. For the guys right now, we have Ting Tie on his second problem. And on his third problem from French school, we have Travis.
And for the ladies, Natalie Go on her third route of the day. And of course, Tarada trying to take some time to read the routes on route 2. So these climbers are here.
Really good progress right there. Women's route 2 going really fast, not wasting any time, getting the bonus immediately. Just now we saw Natalie do this move. She really did a really big lock off on the right side while her left foot was doing a sit-in.
But then we also see climbers like Sui who had to really jump to get to the bonus. And then we had Nisha who also latched onto the bonus with a very risky catch. So I guess it's really true with what all the route setters have to consider. The span and at the same time the movement, whether it actually qualifies enough to be a U17.
And there you go, finish.
Well done by our climber. These route setters have put so much effort to making sure these climbers enjoy themselves. So that's Jeanette.
And right now on the screen we have Natalie. And at the same time we have Ting Tie. Really fighting it out. Ting Tie looking really strong on this. The end is in sight. Let's see if he will make it to the top. One hand in, you need two hands to count it as a top. And there you go, well done.
A very neat finish by our climber. So let's take a quick look at the leaderboard. Still dominating the list is Alexander with 3 tops, as well as Janice with 3 tops. So it's going to be a very close fight for the two. 2 tops may secure you a position in the top 3 podiums, but it is up to the number of attempts that would count. And with 40 seconds, not giving up, finding that move to give him the route. Natalie, 35 seconds.
And we are heading towards the end of this category, U17 Finals. But do stay tuned with us as Novice Finals will be coming up right after this at 2 p.m.
So make your way down here, SMU Campus Green, in the heart of the city.
Our climbers are really fighting it out to be at the top 3 because prizes will be provided to them. Proudly sponsored by All Sports Equipment as well as Kinetics Climbing.
And that is it from Natalie as well as Travis. Let's welcome back onto the wall Maya and Jeanette Ko.
And for the guys, Patrick for his second problem and Kahwe on his last problem.
Right now on the third route for the boys and girls, we have Maya and Highway.
One of our proud sponsors right here is Kinetics Climbing Gym. So it's a bouldering facility that will be turning seven years in May. Wow. So if you have some residual psych from watching this, make sure that you head down to Kinetics Climbing. Nearest MRT will be Farrer Park MRT. Get your climbing fix. Get the psych out of your system. And there you go, Jeanette finishing Route 2.
A very clean finish from Jeanette. And fighting it out on Route 2 and 3 for the U17 boys. Patrick and Kai Wei. It's a very steady step as he inches forward. Kai Wei, nicely done.
Well done.
He's still
and right now we are looking at Patrick. He is also inching to the top. Just need to find his footing. Really good use of the volumes right there. Really strong. Need to get your 2 hands in. And there you go. Well
nicely done.
Wow, I'm looking at the scoreboard and I see names jumping up and down, changing
That's right, so
their rankings here and
with
there.
That top from Kai Wei just a moment ago, he is the dominating one on the leaderboard because of the difference in number of attempts. So Kai Wei, 3 tops in 6 attempts, while Alexandra just missing the mark with 1 attempt. And we still have a few more climbers coming up. With a minute left on the clock for Maya. Starting strong. Very familiar movements.
She has about less than 50 seconds on this problem before we move on to our second last climber. So if you're watching right now on Facebook Live or on YouTube, make sure you support your friends. And of course, don't leave. We will be back at 2 p.m. for the Novice Finals. I see a pretty good mix of people in Novice. Varying age as well. Secondary school, university students. They're all here, coming out later on.
It's going to be a very exciting day. The weather has cleared up a lot more now, so make sure you head on down SMU Campus Green. The MRT brings you right to the doorstep of the most exciting event for the month, I guess, for climbers especially, as you fight it out on the wall. The Novice Finals at 2 p.m. and the Inter Finals at 4 p.m. And of course, never miss out on any of the Open Finals. Meanwhile, 3 minutes on the clock, Parada.
And also for Ting Tie.
So both of them took some time to read before they head on straight into the climb. Parada. Steady movements. The eyes on the bonus. Just chalking up to make sure her catch
Tinker reading his boulder problem, making sure that he visualizes what is he gonna do when he gets there, because you don't want to be thinking of what you're gonna do next on the wall, wasting a lot of precious energy.
That's right. And we've seen these two discs on the Route 3 last year during the Open Finals, and it posed quite a problem to some of the climbers themselves to try to step on these discs. So these U17 finalists being able to use such tiles to their advantage, it's very impressive. Meanwhile, Parada.
Also, if you're feeling sleepy right now, need some energy to keep on moving, make sure you grab yourself some Red Bull later on. Red Bull is also one of our sponsors for SMU Gravical 2018. So it really gives you wings, especially for climbers, right? You need wings to get up on the wall, especially if it gets harder. And I think we will be seeing finalists flying up the wall later, especially for opens. I expect some spectacular show.
That's right. Every season, every competition, the most excitement comes in the woos and the wows from the swings. And just seeing all these climbers fight it out on the wall against time and enjoying themselves, walking away with no regrets.
And the climbers have less than 1 minute left. They gotta make it count. They want to secure a place in the podium position, come back later for the prize presentation, and receive prizes from our sponsors, Kinetics Climbing Gym, as well as all sports equipment.
And if you haven't seen the scene for all our finals, these climbers have trained very hard day and night every week just to make it to the finals here. And that is very nicely done. Route 3 from Parada
15 seconds.
with less than 10 seconds on the clock.
Jing Jie is not giving up even though he has only 10 seconds. That's what I like. I like to see that fighting spirit until the end. I mean, this is his last problem, might as well.
I guess that is it from Jing Jie. Still great respect for the amount of perseverance he had to the end. So next up, our last climber for the U17 finals, Jeanette Ko, as well as Patrick from Rock Huggers. So Jeanette is currently ranking 4th on the leaderboard. If she gets a top for this route in less than 3 attempts, she will make it to the podiums. And meanwhile, Patrick just slightly inching away with the top from this route. If he finishes it in 3 attempts, he will make it to the podium as well. So attempts really count for our U17 climbers right now. And Jeanette is making very good progress. I think we could see an impressive show of strength here. Jeanette,
she's cruising through the first part of this boulder problem,
So having a little bit of a problem as our previous climber, Natalie and Sui, a slightly compact climber.
Can see her hands crawling up the wall. I just need to get my fingertips. And there you go. That's all you need. Sometimes the top is just literally
that
just
1 inch away.
Yes, exactly. Very nice, Jeanette. And right now we are looking at Patrick.
So 2 minutes, Patrick.
If he finishes this in less than three attempts, he could be in the podium. So I think this is make it or break it for Patrick.
So what matters now is concentrating on the route. A nice split there to get to the tiny little tile right above the discs. More than enough time to finish this route.
Really making those attempts count. Really need to find the balance and focus. He has 1 minute left. It's really important to, even though you know that your time is running, you need to keep calm, because if you let yourself get too focused on the amount of time that is running, sometimes you panic and you get flustered, and just because of that you slip off.
It's really amazing how these climbers, U17, and they are so matured in their mentality, being able to focus all their energy and find the best solution to solve these problems.
He has 20 seconds to get to the top.
Really hope he gets it. So
he has 10 seconds
right now.
He has to make it to the top.
Nice.
Yeah, just in the nick of time. Well done, Patrick.
Nicely done. 3
so now
seconds.
We just have to wait.
So that is it from our U17 finals. Very nicely done by all climbers. And so a quick check on the leaderboard. Our results are not finalized at the moment, but for the ladies, we have Shane, Jeanette, and Janice taking up the first 3 positions, as well as Ivan, Alexander, and Kaiwei for the U17 boys.
And after this, we will be having the novice finals at 2 p.m. So do stay tuned with us. We will be on Facebook Live and on YouTube.
And of course, Singapore has one of the most efficient transport systems, so make sure you're making your way down to SMU Campus Green, right smack in the city center. So you have no excuses for not being with us here tonight for the Open Finals.
Just yet, because the prize giving ceremony, prize recognition ceremony will be happening shortly.
So make sure that you stay tuned and don't go anywhere else, and we will see you.
Le montant c'était sympa. Encore les collants, les harnais fluo, les chaussettes dans les chaussons.
Heureusement, ça n'a pas duré, ça.
Ah ouais. Et tu te rappelles l'histoire de l'Américain qui était...
Oh, c'est bon, là, ça fait 25 ans qu'on les entend, vos histoires. Je suis sûr qu'il va encore nous raconter la fois où il a arrêté la chute du gars qui tombe en essayant de
clipper le relais avec sa corde dans la main. Oui.
Ah, mais faut se bouger, là, la grimpe, c'est en Espagne que ça se passe. Tiens, d'ailleurs, quand j'étais en train de taper un run dans mon projet la semaine dernière...
Qui c'est qui vient avec moi à la falaise?
Mais qui t'es, toi?